First thing you want to do is take some cotton, fill in these gaps around the seat of the frame. There. Tuck it in. All you're going to do is fold it in half. Stuff it in. Since we don't have no dead pad in here, we're going to take a layer of cotton. Put it over the seat.
Oh, lunch over already?
Layer of cotton. First thing you want to do is measure across the front of the seat. Find your center mark. So we're going to measure side to side. 35. Half of 35 is 17 and a half. And we're going to mark 17 and a half right here on the frame, okay? We're going to take the fabric and fold it end to end. Fold it end to end. That way we can find the center. So you're going to hold that even, fold that, and that's the sky. A little mark right there. You're going to set that mark right here on the sky. Set the sky on the mark. You're going to start in the middle and staple one direction. See, I got it pulled. Keep it flush at the front. That way. Pull this. Do it flush the other way. Okay. Now we got this little piece of space in the wood. Little snip. Same thing over here. Snip, okay? I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna tuck all this pull underneath. All this denim. First thing I'm gonna do is go to the back. Get all this pull freed up. Start right here in the middle. Make sure all that cotton behind the frame there. Start right here. I'm gonna pull one direction. Start right here in the middle again and go the other way. Go ahead and cut this pull off, flush the frame as close as I can get it. I'm going to come over here and pull this pull out the side of the seat. Make sure this fabric comes straight out and not hooked back towards the back or towards the front. Make sure it comes straight out. Tack it right there. Take my scissors. I'm going to clip this seat. Clip the fabric off the seat to that rail right there. And start at the front and go towards the back. Same thing. Cut this pull off. The other side, do the same thing. Make sure that seat comes straight out. Tack it right there to keep it there. Cut this fabric to the rail right there. Start from the front, go towards the back. It's pulling it pretty snug. Take the scissors, cut the pull off again. Take your string, tie a knot, stick it under here, and you're going to staple that knot down. That way that string won't pull up. I'm going to take a pin, and I'm going to mark where I need to sew. Standard distance, 4 fingers. In here, out, in, out, in, out, back in, out the side, okay? Take my string, shorten it up to make it easier to thread it up, just like that, okay? In at the first mark, out the second. Catching the spring, okay? In at the third, out the fourth. In at the fifth, out the sixth. Out the side. You can take it, wrap the string around your hand, pull it tight, staple it down, flip it up, staple it again, staple it back down, flip it back down, and staple it. Cut that off. Now you can take the seat rope. Take your seat rope, you're going to run it flush to the front, stick your gun through the middle of it, and double tap. Cut this off right there. Then you can go back across the front and you're going to staple right in here all the way across. That's not part of the class. Alright. We're going to fold this halfway down, the factory end of the cotton. I'm going to tap it right here. Make sure the cotton comes in the body of the arm. I'm going to pull the loose cotton up and over. And staple right here. Keep it there. Now I'm going to fold this cotton forward. I'm going to push it back to the string. And then I'm going to catch my strings all the way across. See that? All you're doing is taking your finger and wrapping it behind that string. Alright. Now you take the rest of this cotton on the bottom of that rope and you're going to tear this off the bottom of that rope. Just like that. Take my seat, put it in, side. I'm going to come up here from the top of this seat right here, and I'm going to cut towards the front. I'm not going to cut past this rail right here. See that right there? There's the front, there's the cut. Take that, tuck it in. Same on this side. Cut almost to the front. There's the front, there's the cut. Okay. I'm going to flip it back. I'm going to pull it to where it would be straight down. Since this has a center mark, we're going to come back. We're going to measure the center down here. It's 34 1/4, half at 34 17 and an 8. So that's our center mark for right there. I'm going to pull this down. See where I'm at. I'm going to make a mark right here. I'm going to measure that mark. It's almost 4 1/2. You can make a gauge and mark it all the way across. The reason we done that, that's where we want the bottom of, that's where we want to staple our seat. Our fabric should be flush with that when we staple it. I'll pull this to the center mark right here. I'm going to pull this fabric to that line. See that? Pull it to that line all the way across. I'm going to staple all the way out. Take this, pull it up, make sure there's fiber in here, staple it all the way up with staples. Now I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Come to that line right there. Staple all the way out, okay guys? Take this, make sure the fiber's right there, staple all the way up. Make sure it's nice and smooth, nice and pretty. Now we're going to grab the seat board. You got it on the board this time. Video. First thing you want to do is make sure your board is long enough from in arm to in arm, okay guys? Next thing you're going to do is find where it lines up at. See how it hooks right there? And right there? And joins in the middle. I'm going to set it right here on this so I can get my gauge mark, okay? That's why I know it fills out right there. Cardboard. I'm going to run that to my thread, bottom of my welt cord right there. Cut it off flush, okay? I'm going to stretch this out to the side, gauge it to the thread right on the bottom of that welt cord, and staple it. I'm going to go to the other side, gauge it. Before I staple this out, I'm going to check and make sure it lines up though. See that? It wasn't lining up. I have to pull it tighter. See that? Pull it tight, gauge it. I'm going to check it again. See that? Fills out now. Now I'm going to gauge it across the whole front of it, okay? Do a couple inches at a time. Measuring to that sew line where they sew that welt cord and the border together. Alright, and when you lay this cardboard, what you're doing is trying to cover that sew line up, okay? It's going to be right, when it folds down, it's going to fold right beside that welt cord. You can watch it as you staple, it'll sink down. Go back and check it. Make sure the welt cord don't fold forward, just like that. You're going to take the fiber and you're going to staple it to the top of the cardboard here, okay? All the way across. Make sure this rubber comes in the body of the arm, both sides. Both sides. Cut this off flush with the bottom. Very important. Make sure fold it straight down, okay guys? Fold it straight down. Start in the middle and go one direction, okay? I'm pushing the extra fabric down, and now I'm taking my thumb and I'm rolling around the edge so I can staple it. Same thing this way. This way I'm going to pull this way. Watch where I staple. I'm not going to staple where my hand is, okay? Staple away from my hand. Jump that band right there. Take this, you're going to pull it across, make sure it's tight, nice and even. Same thing over here. The reason you're doing that, when you pull that arm down, you don't want that slack to wrinkle up right here, okay? That's how you do a seat in the board, okay guys?